and cervical strength.
When they try to get back up to speed, you said a treatment plan, very important as they return to sport.
Making sure that the athlete has a skilled plan moving forward so that they don't return to sport way too early, making sure that the return to contact is an appropriate timing.
And the goal of that is you do not want to have another concussion getting back to it too early.
Correct. If we have another concussion too early, the athlete is at a huge risk of further problems down the road, including anything with their school or memory or continuous headaches.
For concussion treatment, get started at elevateperformancesd.com.
Hi, this is David Brenneman with Coldwell Banker Black Hills Legacy in Rapid City. Have you thought about buying a home or real estate in the Black Hills? Maybe you want to upgrade to your forever home? I have been helping people in the Black Hills find the right home for nearly 20 years. When it comes to buying or selling, experience matters. Let me do the work and you can open the door to your new home. Say hello to a good buy with me, David Brenneman. To get started, just Google David Brenneman, Coldwell Banker.
Get ready for an unforgettable night of magic and laughter at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort with David Anthony's Evening of Magic and Hypnosis. Join us April 11th for a high-energy show packed with jaw-dropping illusions and hilarious interactive hypnosis that puts audience volunteers in the spotlight. Doors open at 5:30 with showtime from 6 to 7:30. It's fast-paced fun and full of surprises. You won't want to miss it. Visit CadillacJacksGaming.com to get your tickets today and see how your night plays out.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City. What you need to know.
Justin Fields is on the move again. The New York Jets are trading the quarterback to the Kansas City Chiefs. Could be the backup to Patrick Mahomes in KC as Mahomes recovers from his ACL surgery. As for what the Chiefs gave up for Fields, it's a 6th-round pick in 2027 heading back to the Jets. Jets will also pay $7 million of the $10 million that's guaranteed on Fields' contract. Veteran corner Darius Slay retired today after 13 seasons in the game. The 49ers have signed wide receiver Christian Kirk to a 1-year deal. ESPN reports the NBA's Board of Governors will hold a vote next week on whether to explore expansion opportunities in Seattle and Las Vegas. The plan could lead to both cities receiving teams that could start playing the league as soon as the 2028-2029 season. Aaron Nola starts tonight in the WBC semis for Italy against Venezuela. You'll see it at 7 Eastern on FS1. I'm Dan Beyer.
It's time for South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, great interviews, and thought-provoking sports talk. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, welcome in. Good Monday afternoon. Glad you're here. The Nate Brown Show live across South Dakota on Fox Sports Radio. It is always a great day in South Dakota. I hope you're trying to thaw out. Not yet. We're going to go from like 15, 20 to like 70, 80. So we're going to get there. Hang with us. Here we go. It's always a great day in South Dakota, and the Nate Brown Show back. Glad you're here. Hope you had a nice weekend. How about some state basketball? Did you enjoy it? I really did, man. Girls basketball was really, really good. Some state champions across the board, and we're going to hit on that and more. South Dakota Sports Talk Show live tonight on Fox Sports Radio, KWSN Sioux Falls, and here on Fox Sports Rapid City. Glad you're a part of the program. Take a look at the guest lineup and get popping tonight. It is a Reaction Monday as well. Second hour full with Rob Keighron. He's coming on in. No Rob last week, so we got a lot to catch up on tonight, right? I told you, I predicted it. Kyler Murray's a Minnesota Viking, and there's a lot that's happened since the last time I talked to you. We've been off just a little bit for state basketball coverage, so we're back and ready and a lot to cover. We are live on Twitter right now. Bring us up at Nate Brown Show. Follow us and watch us live right now at Nate Brown Show on Twitter. Go to YouTube if you want as well. The Nate Brown Show. The channel is live right now. Subscribe to the channel. You get every show and every archive show. The Nate Brown Show on YouTube. And finally, Midwest Sports Plus, your home for South Dakota high school sports coverage. And this show streaming live on the new app, Midwest Sports Plus. Bring us up. Let's look at it. Reaction Monday's coming up, full hour with Rob Keighron. He'll be ready to roll. Until then, we will go March Madness. Break down your bracket. First day to do it. I know maybe you haven't printed it out yet. Have you filled yours out yet? We will get there with Chris Denker, former D1 college coach. He's been in this deal. Professional basketball scout. Chris Denker is on tonight. He'll break down some March Madness bracket stuff for us. We'll go to Minnesota. Dane Mizutani, Vikings beat writer. What's the reaction to Kyler Murray coming to town for $1 million? You guys got to love it. Don't you just love it, Vikings fans across South Dakota? How happy are you? Dane Mizutani in from the St. Paul Pioneer Press, Twin Cities. Dane Mizutani and Jason Andera is on. We've had him every Monday. We'll recap the girls' state basketball titles and head to the boys' tournament coming up this week. It is Jason Andera, SDPB Sports. He's on the way. Packed Monday show, as you would expect. Welcome in on the text line if you want to hit us there. 605-720-1067. Barron's Wilson Lister text line ready. 605-720-1067. And you can hit us on the studio line, be part of the conversation. Pizza Ranch studio hotline, same number, direct to the show, 605-720-1067. That is the Pizza Ranch studio hotline, powered by the Pizza Ranch. Two great locations, East River in Brandon and East 10th Street, Sioux Falls. Pizza Ranch, home of everyone's favorite buffet. The Nate Brown Show off and running on this Monday. What do I want to hit? Let's go to a couple of things on the state basketball tournaments. Just a couple of things here I want to highlight. Maybe one thing I want to complain about. I don't like complaining, but I do have to throw out one recommendation. We try and help out. Everybody has an opinion these days, so we try and help out in that category as well. Congratulations to all the state championship teams, in all seriousness. Sioux Falls O'Gorman wins again. Can you believe it? The O'Gorman girls have won 4 out of the last 5. 4 out of the last 5. They've won 3 straight. A three-peat for O'Gorman. And I know people are, I can't believe it. This and that. O'Gorman girls basketball, the program, three-peat. You don't see it that often. A big-time run. They take down Brandon Valley. That was a good game Saturday night in Rapid City at the Monument. Brandon Valley hit them earlier, and they get them when it counts. The Knights win again. Makpialuta was right there again. How about this? I know they didn't win it. But Coach Rama has done an outstanding job. You got to say, back-to-back appearances in the State A girls title game. That's a great job for Matt Rama, head coach, and a great season for Makpialuta. Coming up short just a little bit. Lennox winning the State A girls title for the first time in quite some time. So Lennox brings it home. And then a shout-out to Harding County. West River, this team kind of came out of nowhere. They've been building, and Jay Wallman, the head coach at Harding County, a little upset city, gets through to the state title game. They get taken down by Ethan. So all the state title games, pretty darn good, and some good state champions. It's hard to win Class B girls basketball. Ethan makes the run. How about that? Lennox through Class A and O'Gorman in dominant fashion. Now, let me ask you, let me just say one thing about the state tournaments. Did you notice that every game started an hour earlier? I mean, are we going to pick things apart here? Not really, but did you notice each game started an hour earlier? The only thing I will say on that, when you're looking at starting an hour earlier, that was a night session like on a Friday night. What's better than state basketball semifinal night? Can you guys tell me? Is there anything better? I mean, I'd say Friday night at the state tournament, that's one of my top nights. I know state championship night's great, but Friday night, all 4 teams are in this thing. It is rocking. It's rolling. That started at 5 o'clock. Normally, that's a 6 o'clock and a 7:45. And it doesn't matter if you're Central Time, Mountain Time. That doesn't matter to me. It's normally a 6 o'clock, 7:45. It went 5 o'clock, 6:45. Now, let me just play this out. There were games going on, and I'm getting back from a youth basketball tournament, and I'm trying to watch all this stuff. I'm trying to keep up on everything. I thought the state championship games, the Class A and Class B, they were over, and there was still a lot of the night left. I mean, out West River, There was still a lot of the night left in the games. Normally, you're able to catch some of this stuff and watch some of this stuff and then finish it out with the West Riverside. Well, O'Gorman and Brandon Valley got to play and kind of have that stage to themselves on SDPB, but you had to tune in early, especially like on a Friday night, 5 o'clock local time start, wherever you were at with your tournament. I always thought that first game, I thought that was a little early. Now, they've talked about, well, we wanted to do it earlier, and there's tournament workers, and everybody's putting in long days, and it's the whole thing. I get it. I would rather not see, let's say Rapid City Stevens made it in the girls' title. Let's say they made it into Friday night. They did not. Well, let's say they did. Everybody likes complaining about crowds, right? Hey, what was the crowd like? What was there a big crowd? What was the deal? If the Stevens girls were going to play Friday into semifinal night, they would have started at 5. They would have started at 5 on a Friday. Are you going to get the casual fans in Rapid City, Sioux Falls, Watertown, wherever you're at, Brookings, I don't care. Are you going to get the casual fans to show up at 5? That's what I'd like to ask. And I'm serious. Maybe some of you, well, I didn't notice. Did you notice they started the games an hour earlier and then games were over so quickly? I always like heading home on a state basketball night. You can tune in, see what's happening. And this stuff was over. I don't think you can start a Friday night deal at 5 o'clock, a semifinal night at 5 local time, a little early for me. And I think I'm not talking about me. Workers, people that want to go watch games. That's early to me. People are working. People are going. They're not going to go watch a 5 o'clock game. So you only got the people that were there for the tournament. That's it. That is it. Nobody else. Thanks for calling. You're live today, and you go ahead.
Hey, Nate. Thanks for taking my call. I agree with you wholeheartedly on this. I think a lot of times they do what's best for, the workers and the things like that. But, if everyone's always talking about attendance, I think you got to do what you can to get people to show up.
I would agree. 5 o'clock on a Friday to me is early, right?
And then, I think it's early. And then the other thing that drives me nuts, too, is, they're always talking about attendance, and it's Stevens is playing at 12:45 or 11:45 on the first day. It's I get the seating, I get all that stuff. Those teams are going to have to come over the day before anyway, so, they should just put Stevens in the late game, I think.
I see. No, I got you on that. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for getting in. I think it's a little thing that kind of went unnoticed for the most part. I know I'm in the middle of this each day, following high school sports and the whole thing, but I think that was kind of a big change. 1 hour earlier every game. So instead of a noon start time for that first game, this is a noon start time. It's 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock start time. And so it just shifted everything up. I think, you know what people complained about? Remember when we used to say, what if all the tournaments were in one city? What if all the tournaments were in Sioux Falls or in Rapid, AA, A, and B? I'm not going to go down that road, but what if people said, well, you can't play games at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? That's what one of the big complaints was. I heard that over and over when people would say, hey, you could be like Lincoln or you could be like Des Moines, wherever. Put all the tournaments in one city. Oh, no, you can't play semifinal games at 3, at 4. Well, we're already playing them now at 5, and we did that on our own. This is one tournament in one city, and we moved them up. So I will ask you that if you noticed it or if you liked it. Girls' state tournaments are over. Everything moved up 1 hour. Did you think that was good? Not good. You didn't notice it. I got 227 votes coming in tonight on this. So I guess some people may have noticed it. 59% of you said you liked the earlier start time, so it wasn't so late. How old is my audience? How old is my audience? I mean, what are we doing? Are we having a hot chocolate and a fruit cup at 8 o'clock at night and hitting the hay? What are we doing? 59% of you say, I like the hour earlier, wasn't so late at night. 28% say it was too early. You missed some of the games at night. 14% of you didn't notice. You tell me, 605-720-1067. There's my one complaint. I don't like the hour earlier. I don't think it really saves everybody a bedtime. I really don't. 5 o'clock Friday night game local. So let's say St. Thomas More for the boys tournament. If they win, that would be a big if. They got to play Sioux Falls Christian. If St. Thomas More wins in Class A this week, their Friday night semifinal would be at 5 again. So you got a Rapid City team in a Rapid City arena, and they'd be playing at 5 on a Friday. That's too early. You're not going to get casual sports fans to do that. And we do this stuff and we make the changes, then everyone goes, well, why wasn't the crowd very big? Well, I wonder. And by the way, last complaint, and then I'm done, okay? Last complaint about this. With the AA and A boys together in Rapid City this week, AA boys are with A boys. AA is going to be in the Ice Arena at the Monument. The A boys is going to be in the Summit Arena at the Monument. They are starting at the same time. Every single game is going to be on at the same time. So fans that are coming, maybe you want to go watch West Central at night on a Thursday night. Well, no, you also want to watch a AA team on a Thursday night. And you cannot now go back and say, well, what if I could catch the second half over here if we staggered the start times? So I think some of this stuff is, well, we got 2 tournaments in the same building. Let's start every game at the same time. I just don't know why we don't have that discussion. Did I miss that? Did they have the discussion in Pierre? Did I miss something on that where you got AA boys and A boys? They're playing in the same facility. And now fans have to choose, well, I can only watch the AA game right now. And then I'm going to only watch the A game tonight or tomorrow. I don't get that. If you want people to go back and forth, let's stagger it. Could you do even a half an hour? Just stagger it. Instead of 5, can we go 5:30? Is Fred going to be okay to get home at night after the tournament's over at 5 if we start at 5:30? Instead of 5 so I could stagger the games? Come on now. I want high school basketball to be well attended. I know the Activities Association needs the revenue. They need ticket revenue. This is how they fund their operations. I would make some small changes like that. This is a one-off thing. You got 2 tournaments in the same facility, and we got the games at the same time. Nonetheless, it's too early, and you're putting them at the same time now. I'm baffled by it. Listener text coming in. I think the games were too early. Okay? I'm with you on that. I really am. And people are going to say, well, nobody goes during the day. Nobody goes to the games during the day. Stevens girls lost in Rapids, so they were during the day. I get it. Maybe the STM boys will lose, too. Then they'll be during the day. I understand that. I'm just telling you, at 5 o'clock on a Friday night, you're not going to get the casual sports fan to be, hey, I'm going to leave work early to go and watch the state basketball tournament. You're not going to do it. And the same story on a Saturday. I just thought things were too early. You had a state championship game in Class A for the Makpia Luta girls, who everybody wanted to watch. That state championship started at 5:45 Mountain Time on a Saturday night. 5:45. Come on now. Lister text, attendance has to be going down every year with the availability to watch on TV. Game times don't matter to me when I'm watching them online anyway. Yeah, I mean, I saw somebody posted a picture. It was the Barnett Arena years ago. It was packed. It was packed to the rafters. And now you can't even touch that. There's a lot of factors. We've dug into that a little bit on this show. There's a lot of factors, but my point tonight, as I just experienced the girls' state tournament, it was starting an hour early every game. I thought that was a miss. And I think you're trying to go watch live. You pick the kids up from school and you go and do something. It's like, well, semifinals already started. It's like, come on now, 6 o'clock standard. That's perfect. 5, yeah, that's too early. I mean, we I don't know what time we have to go to bed these days, but I'm just telling you, let's try and do things so we can get better crowds. I think we're doing things to get, it seems like, less crowds. Especially not staggering the boys' start times this week in Rapid City. Double A's happening, A's happening. The game times, are they at the exact same time? I don't like it. We have a question of the day tonight. I had a media guy, it's a media announcer. He's from East River. He said there's a lot of complaints now from fans about refs. He said it's like complaints like every time. Fans want fouls, and they're complaining every time down the court. So I'm going to dig into this. Are there more complaints about basketball officials today? So think on this. Are there more complaints about basketball officiating today than, 6 years ago? Let's go to 2020 or 2019. Okay? Are there more complaints now? I asked a ref earlier today. I know a ref. I asked him, are there more complaints? He thought about it, and he said, I think there are. He thinks there are as well. That's what a media guy said. He said, there's people complaining at the state tournament every time down the floor. Every time down the floor. We'll dig into that. Just getting started on a Monday night. Let's go to March Madness Bracket Challenge. Chris Denker, former D1 head coach, now a pro basketball scout. He loves getting in the middle of this. We'll ask him his top teams and help you out with your bracket as you just start taking a look tonight. Chris Denker is coming up live from San Jose.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Upgrade early and save more with Renewal by Anderson. March into savings when you buy one window or door and get the second 40% off. With no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months, you can upgrade your home to energy-efficient acclaim replacement windows and our stunning ensemble entry doors. And the best part is you pay nothing until 2027. Your first spring upgrade starts here, so don't wait. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait? There's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps 1 minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Are there as many kinds of vehicles as there are kinds of people? We think so. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people come together with all kinds of vehicles. With loans made to fit everyone and every ride.
Is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown.
Welcome back in your sports, your show, South Dakota Sports Talk Show on Fox Sports Radio, our affiliates across the state, Fox Sports Rapid City live on KWSN Sioux Falls. Welcome in. Reaction Mondays coming up next hour, full hour with guest host, national radio host Rob Keighron. Yes, Rob's in tonight. Jason Andera's on as well. We'll recap the girls basketball state tournaments. Boys basketball coming up this week. Jason Andera, South Dakota Public Broadcasting on the way. We'll go to Minnesota. Got to get Vikings reaction. Kyler Murray's ready to roll. I love it. Dane Mizutani's on tonight, Vikings beat writer for St. Paul Pioneer Press. Chris Denker's in. It is March Madness. I have to start with Chris Denker. We've had him on over the years, breaking down college hoops. Former D1 coach, NetScoutsBasketball.com's Chris Denker on tonight. Chris, how are you?
I'm good. It's a great time of year.
It is. I love it. I'm going to ask you something really quick. So it looks like they're going to go to 76 teams on this March Madness maybe next year. I don't know if they'll get it done that quick, but it sounds like they are. They're going to go to 76. So here's what we would like have. That would like have Arizona State. That would like have Auburn. And if people are following college basketball, those are like the real bubble of all bubble teams. 76 teams. Is it going to impact fans at all? Do you think going to a 76 people will be mad about at all?
You know, here's what I think to that, and I don't actually have a definitive answer because I haven't heard how they would do it, but this is my answer, and that how are you going to structure the bracket? Because to me, the we'll call them play-in games or the first four or whatever they're officially called, I don't know that those have ever really been bought into, per se. You know, I don't know that people are really, chomping at the bit to watch those games right out of the gate. So I don't know. How are they going to structure this? What's the bracket going to look like? Are they going to add a week, or are they going to have the games start like they do now on a Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever? I think that's going to really matter because I don't know how fans are going to buy in when it's, like it is now, the two lowest seeded teams in the entire tournament are the 16s that are playing, on some midnight week, in Dayton, Ohio. I just don't know how they're going to buy in. So as it relates to your question, I think it matters as to the structure of it, and then maybe they will.
Okay, let's get into some of this March Madness here. Do you think Duke is the number one overall seed? Would you put them there?
Yeah, it's interesting. Some of these teams that lost in their tournament and so on, UConn and Florida, there was a lot of talk about who would be the fourth number one and all that, and then neither one of them seemed to want it. So I think you can't go wrong with Duke or Arizona. And the funny thing is if you watched everything I was watching yesterday after the fact, the arguments over who has the tougher road, so it was almost as though it wasn't, even though Duke's supposed to be the number one, they have a very difficult road. So it kind of didn't matter, I guess.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like Arizona's with Purdue, which people think, they got Purdue, and then Gonzaga's the 3. On Duke's side, they got UConn, they got Michigan State, they got Kansas, St. John. So people think Duke's region is loaded up. Do you think that?
No, I think it's really loaded because there's also teams in there. You just named a bunch. I saw a couple people think that, and I don't agree with this, but that think UCLA is good enough to get to the Elite Eight and play Duke. And then you've also got a second-round matchup against really dangerous Ohio State and TCU teams that are going to grind it out. They're going to make it really hard and really just kind of ugly games. And, you know, Jamie Dixon, you go back to the days that, well, he's had good teams at TCU in the past, but even when he was at Pittsburgh, and it was just rough and tumble defense, physical, aggressive, down to the end. That's not who, if I'm Duke, who I want to be playing in the second game of the tournament. So, yeah, I think it's pretty loaded.
Chris Denker on tonight talking March Madness, just getting a look at our bracket for the first time as you fill yours out and get set for this. So Miami, Ohio was the big talk, Chris. Nobody knew about them. Then they were undefeated. They lost in their conference tournament, but they get in as an 11, so they're going to be playing early here. Miami, Ohio in at 31-1. Do you think they just had to do that?
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, I can only imagine what it would have sounded like had they left them out and all the talk, about who they took instead and, what does it mean for the little guy? You won 31 games and you're going to leave them out. I mean, you might as well just not even have a tournament. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. So there's just been so much. And look, at having been a coach and player and been in the tournament myself and whatnot, I can't even begin to express, and I don't care what the strength of schedule is, how hard it is to win 30 games and then ultimately 31 in their tournament and before losing. It is so hard to go undefeated like that. I mean, just think about it. On any given night, you have an off night. You have an off night shooting or what. And you know what? Let's not forget, this team's had injuries. They've had guys that are starters, key players, point guards, who've missed 15 games. I mean, it isn't like it's been just the perfect, year for them in terms of that type of stuff, and yet they still made it a perfect year in terms of the wins and losses. So I think it's pretty remarkable, and I think they deserve to be in.
How do you evaluate Purdue, Chris? Because I always look at them and I go, I don't know, they're going to lose here and after a game or two. Well, Big Ten, they were middle of the road, and then they make a run and win the whole thing. Purdue gets a 2 seed. How do you evaluate how good Purdue is?
Yeah, and so it was interesting to me to hear the committee. I thought that those guys did a better job this year, speaking on behalf of the committee, maybe than they have in previous years, where I felt like they actually gave us some information. And going into it, they said Purdue was in the 4-5 ballpark and played their way all the way up to 2 by getting into and then the final and then winning the final against a really, really good Michigan team. So to their credit, they showed up when they needed to. The interesting thing about Purdue for me is they've got the 2 big guys that are really good and as big as anybody and can play. I think it comes down to their guards. Braden Smith's an All-American guy and one of the top assist players in the country. I think he's currently at 2 and assists at around 8.5 a game. But Lawyer is critical because the 2 of them together, I think yesterday they combined for 14-some-odd assists. But it's the shot making. Can Lawyer make threes and let Smith do his thing and create and let the 2 bigs flourish inside? They're not extended kind of bigs. They're low post threat type bigs. So they need that ability to shoot, and Lawyer with a secondary ball handler, if he can assist just enough to keep pressure off of Smith, they're pretty tough, and they're really well coached, and they don't have a great amount of depth. Yesterday their backup posted 6'6" freshmen, so they're not super deep, but their starting 5 is pretty solid.
One of those bigs for Purdue, Oscar Clough, former South Dakota State Jackrabbit. Chris Denker on tonight, breaking down the initial look at the bracket. Couple more, I'll let him run. So everybody wants to know about Nebraska. You maybe didn't break down Troy yet, but the Huskers have Troy. Nebraska's never won a game in the NCAA tournament. They get a 4 seed. What do you say, Nebraska, Troy, early look?
I really like Nebraska. I just, as a coach, I like what he does. They play good style of basketball. They shoot it. They're creative offensively. They play with toughness. I think Sam, really sets a toughness tempo for them, even though he's probably the smallest guy on the court. I just really like them, and I'm kind of rooting for them because they haven't won a game. But I think that they're a good team, and I think that they legitimately earned what they got. And I think, there's even some talk of McNeese maybe upset, special against Vanderbilt in the game and their pigtail there. But I think a Vandy, Nebraska second-round game would be one of the best of the day. I think Nebraska is definitely going to beat Troy.
Okay, I want to ask you about Santa Clara. Santa Clara, people think they can beat Kentucky 10-7. Kentucky's been underwhelming. What do you say?
Yeah, so obviously I coached at Santa Clara, and I know them very, very well. But I think they absolutely can beat Kentucky. I think they do a really good job coaching them and preparing them. They're in a league. The WCC has really improved over the years. It hasn't just been Gonzaga and then Gonzaga St. Mary's. There's now a lot of other teams that are really strong in that league, and so they've been tested. I know you could say the same for Kentucky coming out of the SEC night in, night out. You're getting tested. But for the team that spent, $20+ million, I have been so underwhelmed by Tennessee. I don't think they can, Kentucky. I don't think that they can consistently shoot it. I don't, their bigs seem to want to drift on the perimeter for my taste. They don't, score inside all that much. I just think that there's a lot of weaknesses there where, they've been extremely up and down. Now, obviously, the talent is there because they spent a lot of money on it, so they could have a good night. But the thing that a lot of people don't understand, Santa Clara is much, much bigger than I think people think. They'll be, 6'11", 6'8", 6'9", 6'9", and a point guard a lot of the time. They're very big and have some skill. They have two pretty good guards. One kid that came off the bench, a Bolivian kid that played really good in the tournament. So they're dangerous. They're a legit team. They've got some guys, and they can lace them up and play against Kentucky, and I think they can beat them.
So the big discussion, Chris Denker, is last year we didn't see as many upsets, and then you look at the regular season, just the regular season of college basketball, very few upsets with unranked teams over ranked teams. And so then it goes to, is March Madness going to miss some of these? Are the upsets going to be few and far between because of the money now with the big programs? What's your feeling on it?
Yeah, I think it's an outstanding question. I wish I could just tell you, knew all the answers, because I do think it's going to, and it might be this year where that, the portal, the NIL money, et cetera, really is impactful on the way the upsets work in the tournament and so on and so forth. But the other thing about this year, and I was looking at the bracket a little bit ago, and I think we're somewhere in the 8 or 9 team ballpark when I say to you they've lost a key player to injury. And I mean, it's, Duke's got 2 out right now. North Carolina's best player won't be playing for them. Kentucky's had a few injuries. Alabama, it's not an injury, but they just had a kid arrested today. Texas Tech without Toppin. Gonzaga without Huff, at least, partway through the tournament. BYU without 3 guys, including a key shooter. So there's so many injuries that it can't, but help some of these teams potentially upset them. They've had that many, problems or some of these higher-seeded teams. There are a lot of teams, though, and I've heard people talk about High Point or, you mentioned Santa Clara. Could Akron beat Texas Tech without Toppin? And these sorts of games where I do think, VCU over North Carolina, I do think that there's some potential for some upsets along the way.
Chris Denker on tonight, NetScoutsBasketball.com, former head coach. March Madness is here, Chris. I appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Dave.
Appreciate your time. Chris Denker back on tonight, getting us a first look at the bracket, working through some of the programs. He likes Nebraska right now. I like Nebraska, too. I don't know anything about Troy, so I can't be we gotta study Troy, okay? Can ChatGPT help us? Don't you guys love all that AI stuff? Let's ask AI Colin. Can Troy beat Nebraska? What does AI Colin have to say? They know everything, right? Nebraska's got Troy. My Dukies have Siena. I think my Dukies are walking into the Sweet 16. You want to know the truth? They'll beat Siena, and then they got Ohio State, TCU. I'll take that. So we're going to walk into the Sweet 16. Gets a little dicey. You got UConn over there. You got Michigan State, St. John's, who I don't really believe in. I'll ask my friend Rob Keighron about his Johnnies coming up. He's a big St. John's guy, but my Dukies are in good shape. It's interesting. Not very many upsets last year, and people are saying that's because all the money now and all the big-time programs. Will there be the typical upsets, the 12 over a 5? We always see that, and then we didn't. So will there be upsets like we've seen and enjoyed every year of March Madness? Last year it got worse. This year, will it go back to some upsets? It'll be interesting to watch. We'll continue to cover it, get guys on throughout the week as you get set for the big show starting Thursday. I know we got the first 4, but the big show starts Thursday. Coming right back, we'll go to Minnesota. Dane Mizutani is on tonight. Reaction from Minnesota on Kyler Murray as the Vikings QB, and I will make a definitive statement about Kyler Murray tonight. You heard it here first. You know that. Dane Mizutani talking Vikings from TwinCities.com on the way.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Mom, can we please go to Watiki Indoor Water Park Resort?
Watiki? What's so special about it?
Are you kidding? It's got slides, fountains, a lazy river, everything. And it's just a short drive to Rapid City. If we stay at one of the hotels, we get water park passes for free.
Wow, you really did your homework. Okay, what do you say we pack our swimsuits and hit Watiki this weekend?
Yes, best mom ever.
Unlock your adventure at WatikiWaterPark.com.
Whether you're a pro or a Joe, a weekend warrior or a gardening great, Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here when you need us. Nobody plans an injury, but when people throughout the Black Hills and beyond suffer a setback, Monument Health Orthopedics is here to provide comprehensive medical care. Our team of board-certified orthopedic surgeons and specialists is dedicated to helping patients regain the quality of life they've lost due to an injury, arthritis, or joint wear and tear. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for everyday athletes like you.
You'll find the best used cars and trucks at the place that sells the best new cars and trucks, and that's Denny Mental Toyota. Shop over 300 used cars, trucks, and sport utilities available, including the area's best selection of used Toyotas. Buy select Toyota certified pre-owned with financing as low as 4.75% APR for up to 60 months, including RAV4s. See us at Denny Mental Toyota or DennyMentalToyota.com. 1876 per 1,000 finance, regardless of down with qualified credit, expires 5/4/26.
Get ready for an unforgettable night of magic and laughter at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort with David Anthony's Evening of Magic and Hypnosis. Join us April 11th for a high-energy show packed with jaw-dropping illusions and hilarious interactive hypnosis that puts audience volunteers in the spotlight. Doors open at 5:30 with showtime from 6 to 7:30. It's fast-paced fun and full of surprises. You won't want to miss it. Visit CadillacJacksGaming.com to get your tickets today and see how your night plays out.
Imagine this, a bank that is committed to you, that understands your needs, your values, and your growth. No more settling for the status quo. Pioneer Bank and Trust offers tailored solutions, innovative services, and a team of experts dedicated to your success. You deserve more attention and more support from your bank. Don't settle. Pioneer. Pioneer Bank and Trust. Local.
Pioneer Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
At Dakota Discount RV, we're in it for the long haul, just like you. Whether it's cross-country adventures, weekends by the lake, or family time under the stars, we're here to keep you rolling for years to come. While others are packing up, we're doubling down with dependable service, great prices, and the biggest selection in the region. Your journey doesn't stop here, and neither do we. Here tomorrow, here for every mile ahead. Visit us in Rapid City or Somerset or online at DakotaDiscountRV.com.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, also streaming right now on X. Follow us and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show.
Welcome in. The Nate Brown Show is live. Fox Sports Radio getting going. Busy week. March Madness, state basketball. We got you covered tonight. Jason Andera is coming up from SDPB Sports. We'll talk high school hoops with Jandy. Who does he like in the boys' state tournaments coming up? Big clash in Class A on the way, huh? Can Sioux Falls Lincoln go run the table in AA? We'll take a look at the Bs as well. Jason Andera is coming up. SDPB Sports. Well, I haven't talked to you since the big show happened, man. Kyler Murray's Minnesota Vikings. I've been talking about this for a month. I've been throwing it out, and I said the chances were 100%. I got something right. It's only the second time in life. Dane Mizutani's covering the Vikings. Follow him at Dane Mizutani on X. Find him at twincities.com. Vikings beat writer, Pioneer Press. Dane, welcome in. How are you?
I'm good, Nate. How you doing?
Good, man. So Vikings get the QB, and some of the reporting I'm seeing on it is that Minnesota, brings him in and explored a second year briefly, just kind of discussed it. But they did it for the 1-year deal, $1.3 million. It's a veteran minimum, so they're good to go. Do you think the Vikings think this could be longer than 1 year? They hope it is.
Yeah, I feel like they're not there yet. They've probably thought about that. I'm sure that crosses your mind when you bring Kyler Murray in. But I don't think they've signed him with the idea that he could be our quarterback of the future just because they're going to let this thing play out. However, he could be. He's 28, former first-round pick. And I think it's gotten twisted somewhere along the lines. People are treating Kyler Murray like he's this major reclamation project who hasn't done anything in the NFL. He's been a borderline top 10 quarterback in the past. Last year wasn't ideal, but the Cardinals were outwardly tanking by the end of the year. So I think when you look at what Kyler Murray represents, he represents a super high ceiling for a team that needed a lifeline. I don't think it would have been responsible for them to roll into next season with J.J. McCarthy and scratch at the quarterback position. Well, they get a former number 1 overall pick, a super talented guy, for, like you said, $1.3 million. It's a low-risk, high-reward move. Those don't exist very often.
Okay, so I still get some messages on this show here in South Dakota from Vikings fans that don't like this. I've been trying to say I think Kyler Murray's going to the Vikings, and I think it's a no-brainer. I think he's going to get released from the Cardinals, and the Vikings are going to get him for $1 million. I said it's a perfect fit for the money-wise in a cash-strapped team with salary cap. Yet people have sent in messages, he's garbage, he's terrible, he's this. Where's this at? I understand the Cardinals, but it's not like it's been terrible. He had a couple of Pro Bowl years. He's been top 15 in categories. What's the deal with Kyler Murray's reputation?
Yeah, I think that's rooted heavily in people really, really wanting to believe in J.J. McCarthy. I think when a guy gets drafted in the top 10, the Vikings have never done that. They've never selected a quarterback in the top 10 until J.J. McCarthy. People fell in love with the kid, and they will die on that J.J. McCarthy hill. However, the front office can't do that. If in a perfect world for them, this signing lights a fire under J.J. McCarthy, he takes the next step. But you can't go into next season with that complete question mark at the quarterback position. So I think people who push back on Kyler Murray just want to believe J.J. McCarthy is the guy so badly. And then I think when you see it on social media all the time, a message or a narrative gets turned into fact. Somewhere along the lines, it was framed by somebody on social media that Kyler Murray is a bad fit here. He can't throw over the middle. And that just became gospel, became fact. Go back and watch 2024 Cardinals film. Go back and watch even parts of 2025 Cardinals film. He throws over the middle, guys. He really does. Maybe it's not the perfect in-rhythm guy at the position. He's going to freelance probably more than Kevin O'Connell wants him to at times. But he's a super talented quarterback, and like you said, Nate, $1.3 million. If you don't like the move, it just simply is rooted in wanting J.J. McCarthy to be bad or be good.
I do want to ask you about what you think about that fit scenario. It sounds like you think that's just kind of a thing people say. What do you think Kevin O'Connell could do with Kyler Murray?
Yeah, I think there are going to be elements to Kyler Murray's game that need to change. But there are going to be elements of Kevin O'Connell's offense that need to be augmented as well. And I think it's going to be a compromise where they meet in the middle and then kind of figure out something that works for both of them. I think what Kevin O'Connell has probably learned over the course of his coaching career is not everything he does is perfect. There's room for self-improvement with him, certainly. I mean, I think with a guy like Kyler Murray, there will be elements to his offensive scheme that need to change. But Kevin O'Connell said it, and like I said, really just go back and watch the film. There are elements of Kyler Murray's game that fit into what the Vikings already do. So it's not like it's going to have to be a complete teardown from the offense or a complete revamping of the way Kyler Murray plays. Like I said, I think it just really stems from the fact that somewhere along the lines, the narrative was driven, Kyler Murray's a bad fit for the Vikings, and that's what people went with. I don't think he's that bad of a fit. I actually think that there are ways this could be a good fit. And I think when September rolls around, when October rolls around, and you're watching this guy play quarterback, everyone's going to realize there's a pretty good fit after all.
Dane Mizutani on tonight. Follow him at twincities.com, Pioneer Press Vikings beat writer. He's on X at Dane Mizutani. Is Kyler Murray the best QB Kevin O'Connell has had in Minnesota?
I mean, he comes to Minnesota probably with the highest upside, highest ceiling. Kirk Cousins is a pretty good quarterback. Kevin O'Connell took him to the next level. Sam Darnold came in pretty broken. Kevin O'Connell took him to the next level, and then he completely ascended. I think when you look at just upside, ceiling, tools, skill set, Kyler Murray is probably the most talented quarterback Kevin O'Connell has ever had at the time that he's received them. It's going to be pretty hard for Kyler Murray to supersede what Sam Darnold has now done with the help of the Vikings repairing his value, repairing his career. But Sam Darnold was a number 3 overall pick, a guy who some thought was going to go number 1 overall. He came here, down in his career, but he's really taken off and proven to be the guy that everybody thought he could be. Kyler Murray still has to level up again to get to that level now. But I think when you look at where they're at when they arrive in Minnesota with the Vikings, it's pretty hard to argue that anybody's been more talented than Kyler is.
Okay, so if the Vikings miss the playoffs again, what does that mean for Kevin O'Connell?
Yeah, I mean, it's not good. I think the shine has worn off a little bit in the past year or so, watching Sam Darnold leave and go win a Super Bowl in Seattle. I think the seat would get hot. I don't think it's necessarily ironclad if the Vikings miss the playoffs, Kevin O'Connell is gone. I think they've committed to this guy, and they believe in him. I think if the Vikings, though, miss the playoffs this year, Kevin O'Connell will then be entering year 6 at the helm with no playoff wins under his belt. This is obviously playing out the entire 2026 season in this hypothetical. I think he would then enter 2027 in a pretty must-win situation. I think that exists right now. I think they have to win. They have to get to the playoffs. They have to win a playoff game. But I don't think if any of those areas fall short, he'll be fired. Now, in the NFL, things change very quickly. If this thing goes up in flames completely and the Vikings finish 14-3, well, then all bets are off. But I think right now the Wilfs, they've operated with patience in the past. They're pretty hesitant to fire somebody, at least from the head coaching position. Mike Zimmer got a long leash. So I'd expect Kevin O'Connell to get something too, but I mean he needs to show out this year, probably more than anybody across the league, I'd say.
Last one for Dane Mizutani, free agency. Are the Vikings better now, or are they going to be worse? I mean, Kyler lifts them, I think, but I'm talking roster-wise. They have to cut some cap. What are the Vikings at here?
Yeah, I think it really does stem to for where does Kyler kind of proceed from here. If Kyler is who the Vikings think he can be, the Vikings will be better. If Kyler is just another version of J.J. McCarthy under center, then the Vikings are probably worse because they've cut some players to shed cap. They've done the shedding of the salary cap, though, in a pretty strategic way. You look at who they've released, Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave. Those guys, big names, but did not have a big impact last year. They've restructured certain contracts, asking guys to take pay cuts. They've pushed out signing bonuses into the future. It's not like they've had to take an axe to their roster and just make it worse to get under the cap. They've done strategic moves, pulled levers in crafty ways to create the cap. So the roster in a lot of ways is going to look very similar next year. The main question is, what is the quarterback position going to look like? If they've hit a home run with Kyler Murray like they hope they have, the Vikings will be better, no questions asked.
Dane Mizutani joining us tonight from Pioneer Press, Vikings beat writer, TwinCities.com. He's on X at Dane Mizutani. Follow him if you're not Vikings fans. I appreciate you, Dane. Thanks a lot.
Anytime, Nate. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Dane Mizutani, Pioneer Press, Vikings beat writer, St. Paul, TwinCities.com for the coverage of the Vikes, and Dane Mizutani live. Count another one in the Nate Brown category. Nate Brown, Kyler Murray Fan Club. I'm the VP. I started that a month ago. I told you Kyler was coming. We needed him. You needed to bring him in. $1 million. It's a no-brainer. You guys got to steal. It's the best off-season move. Everybody's going to talk about Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs and all these big moves. Where's Max Crosby? This is the best move of the offseason right here. Great player. Needed a QB. $1 million. 28 years old. Still ascending. I mean, this is a golden opportunity. And you heard it here first. Here's my other prediction. I already told you Kyler's coming, so I got that one right. And you needed it. The Vikings will get to the playoffs and will win that elusive playoff game finally. And who knows where they go from there? Kyler Murray to Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison on the show. We're going to be watching a show, guys. I hope you're excited for the fall here. We're going to be watching a show. So book it. Playoff win coming for the Vikings. I'm not going to go over my skis tonight. I'm not going to throw out Super Bowl yet, but just say playoff wins coming, okay? Coming right back with Jason Andera. We'll talk high school hoops, state boys coming up. His favorite teams on the way.
This is the Nate Brown.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Upgrade early and save more with Renewal by Andersen. March into savings when you buy one window or door and get the second 40% off. With no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months, you can upgrade your home to energy-efficient acclaim replacement windows and our stunning ensemble entry doors. And the best part is you pay nothing until 2027. Your first spring upgrade starts here, so don't wait. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute, and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
There are 1 billion credit card transactions around the world every day. That's 11,698 swipes a second. It's easy to forget that behind each one, there's a person, a family, a dream, a connection being made. The Black Hills Federal Credit Union Visa, for members who want to make the most of every transaction.
West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
Welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio. Glad you're here. South Dakota Sports Talk Show. State basketball, girls recap. And how about a boys preview? Let's do it with Jason Andera. He is in tonight. SDPB Sports, a busy time of year. Follow him at 605 Jandy and find him at SDPB Sports. His show is called Game Time, and he's here on the Nate Brown Show. Jason, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing really good. You're right. Get to recap what was a really good weekend of games, and looking forward to a bunch of more brackets that are going to play out over the next couple days.
How about this O'Gorman run here? Is it a dynasty? 4 out of the last 5 state titles. Is that a dynasty?
You know, I remember not that long ago where we talked about Kent Colesrud as the guy who just couldn't get the championship. Always had good teams, but couldn't get the championship. And this last run of teams that he's put out on the court here in the 20s have been awesome. And 4 out of the last 5, plus, you know, in 2020 they had a team that would have more than likely challenged or won another state title. These guys are doing things right, and they're getting great players in, and they're getting it all at different levels, too. Like every single year, they get a class with 2 or 3 really good players in it. It's not just one and done. They're getting contributions from sophomores, juniors, and seniors over those last 4 or 5 years. So all of those things, to me, make it what you might call a dynasty. I think this is as close as we've had to a dynasty in several years.
Okay, not to be discounted, Brandon Valley girls have had a really strong run the last few years. Just coming up short. What do you think about Brandon Valley? 8 seniors going. Where's that program at?
They put together the best 4-year run that they've ever put together in the school's 52-year history of girls basketball. They have got a lot to be proud of. And Olivia Padgett is going to go down as the best player in Brandon Valley history just by what she's done on the court. And there's a lot of good players, Heidi Hoff and Hillary Behrens. All these players have come out and done great things. But she has done things that none of those players have been able to do. So they've got a lot to be proud of. I think they've done a lot with what they have, and Mike Zerr, since taking over, has done a tremendous job of getting these girls all on the same page. And it's too bad, you know, they come in as the number 1 seed this year. By the way, all the number 1 seeds, all 3 tournaments, nobody survived.
Yeah.
It was one of those years. But they deserved everything they got this year. They have nothing to be ashamed of. They just ran into an enormously hot shooting Sydney Terveen, which knocked them out of the championship game.
O'Gorman girls 3-peat. That's 3 straight for Sioux Falls O'Gorman. By the way, Makapialuta, they're right there, and I think Matt Rama's done a heck of a job. He gets them to 2 straight state title games in Class A. That's hard to do. They come up short. Lennox just hitting the right notes at the right time. What'd you think of Lennox in the run?
Well, Lennox did what you're hoping your team can do, and that's learn from the mistakes they made in the regular season. They ended up playing Hamlin for the 3rd time in this tournament, lost 2 close ones in the regular season, found a way to get it done because the coaching was excellent. The defense was locked in and ready to stop what Hamlin could do to him. And then on Saturday night, faced a team that they'd lost to in the Hanson Classic, by 10 points, one of the closest games Makpialuta has had all season long, the closest game they've had all season long. But they found a way to take the film, the experience of playing that team earlier in the season, and flip the script. And they do it with so many good young players. This team is just getting better and better. Bergen Musser, the freshman, looked outstanding. Tori Gertis, the sophomore, looked outstanding in that tournament. And their leading scorer, Andy Peters, was the only one of their starters, their main scorers, that was not an all-tournament selection. But she is definitely worthy of being one of the best players in the state. So they had several players come out, and that's what it took to beat a Makpialuta team that just plays such a different pace than anybody else in the class. So I gotta love what they have done over the last 2 years, making it to the championship game twice in a row, and then starting 4 seniors this year and not getting it done. It's crushing, but again, nothing to hang your head over. This Lennox team just shut people down like nobody in Class A. They played such great zone defense, the best defense I've seen them play all season long.
Surprise run there for Lennox to the Class A girls title, really. Makpialuta, I thought, might get it done this year. Finally, on the B side, that was pretty balanced throughout the year. I had a hard time in Class B girls when I voted, and I'm trying to watch these games, and then it kind of played out that way. There's an upset right away in the first game, and then you see Harding County on the other side go all the way with Jay Wamman, and they get knocked off by Ethan. What'd you think of the title game?
Well, let's go back. Harding County winning, I think it felt like a bigger upset than even Corsica Stickney beating Lyman on that first day, just because they took out the defending champs in Bennett County. But they were for real. This Harding County team was for real and showed it, getting all the way to the title game. But overall, this Class B tournament, there were no outstanding, uber good offenses in this tournament. There were a lot of really good defenses, but no defense better than what Ethan did. And we know that from Tom Young year after year. He's going to put out one of the best defensive teams in the class, and that's what they did. They shined on the defensive end for 3 days in a row. And again, 3 seniors getting it done. 3 seniors who have had a huge impact on that program over the last 3 years. And, everything fell right for them. They played really well on Friday night, and we're able to conserve enough energy to get past a team that takes all the energy out of you in Harding County. So congratulations to Ethan.
Jason Andera on tonight, recapping the girls' side, and I want just a quick preview of the boys' side. If you can give me some leans here for SDPB Sports. And I know you got game time as well. So
yeah,
AA boys, Sioux Falls Lincoln has to be the lean. Can they run the table?
Yeah, we'll just go through it quickly. You can get the full thing, like you said, on my show later this week on Game Time. But Lincoln has the most efficient offense I've seen in high school sports in a long time. Their team is over a 2-to-1 ratio of assists to turnovers, and their point guard Brody Schaefer, he's getting 6 assists per game. He's just phenomenal. The whole team is such a great effort. It's going to be really tough to knock them off. We haven't seen the number 1 seed do it on the girls' side. I just can't see a scenario where Lincoln doesn't at least play on Saturday night. But AA has been crazy all season long. And then in A, I can't wait to see what St. Thomas More can do in that opening night against Sioux Falls Christian. I think that's going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be really fun to see what the athletes on St. Thomas More side can do. But West Central and Sioux Falls Christian have been the teams to beat all year. And in Class B, who knows who to vote for number 1? Right. I think those top 4 or 5 seeds all have a really good shot at running the table.
I was looking at it. Viborg, Hurley, Freeman, DeSmet. That second game on the top of the bracket, that second game on Friday night, that Friday night semifinal could be really interesting. AA and A boys in Rapid City. Jason, can you pull some strings here? I don't have as much sway as you do. You're the high school sports expert, so I got to get staggered start times. When we have 2 tournaments in the same facility, can we start just a little later or earlier?
Yeah, I would have loved that. That would have been great. I think I'm going to have to pipe up. I think you and I together could form quite a roar.
Okay. That's all I wanted, but too late now. Jason Andera, he'll be on Game Time, SDPB Sports, covering high school hoops and state boys coming up. Appreciate you, man. Thanks.
All right, take care.
See you. Jason Andera. Follow him at 605 Jandy and watch his show Game Time on SDPB Sports. All right. Yeah, I mean, AA and A, boys in the Monument, AA's in the Ice Arena, A's in the Summit Arena, and we start the games at the same time. I mean, could I, they have board meetings and they have stuff like this. We can listen to those. Is there anything I could get on that and comment with my mic on my laptop, say, hey, could we stagger those start times? And then they'd go, who said that? It's God. Anyway, we didn't get it done. Reaction Monday. Rob Keighron's coming in. We got a lot to discuss, including his read on Kyler Murray as your Vikings quarterback coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Stock up and save on the toughest filters in the business during Wick's Filter Sale Days. This month at your local Auto Value. Score some of the season's best deals on top-performing Wick's filters. Plus enjoy savings on oil, fluids, grease, batteries, tools, and more. It's the perfect time to upgrade, service vehicles, and get ready for the road ahead. See store for official sale dates. Auto Value. We've got the parts. We've got the smarts.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Since 1928, Connect Home Center has been proud to serve Rapid City and Spearfish with quality products and customer service that you can trust. In 2000, Connect joined the Mead Lumber family, and now they're taking the next step into their journey. Connect Home Center is becoming Mead Lumber. Same people, same service, just a new name from design to finish. Mead Lumber is here for you, as they've always been. MeadLumber.com.
What makes a credit union different from a bank? At Highmark Credit Union, it starts with you. We're member-owned, not shareholder-driven. That means our earnings go back to you through better rates, lower fees, and personal service. Unlike big banks, we put people first. You're not just an account number, you're part of a community. Highmark Credit Union. Local, personal, and here for you. We'll make it happen. Federally insured by the NCUA.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
In the past, if you needed auto body repair, you had to get multiple estimates and then try to get your car into a shop for repair. Well, not anymore. In most cases, you can stop by one shop, get your estimate, and schedule your car for a repair. The question now becomes which shop you choose. If you like quality, choose J&J Truck and Auto Body. They have ASE, PPG, and Gold iCar certifications that allow them to offer you a nationwide warranty. And they'll work with your insurance company so you're pleased with the outcome. J&J Truck and Auto Body, 1513 East Philadelphia.
Chatting with Brian at Anytime Auto Sales. Winter is here, and as always, we're here to help with all your winter automotive needs. From mobile oil changes to around the wheel and under the hood repairs, we fix most everything, and we'll do it at an affordable price. What about tires, batteries, and brakes? Absolutely. With over 50 brand name tires, we have deals as good as anywhere. 10% off our Duralast Pro Power Ultra batteries, a 5-year battery with roadside assistance, and flat out the best brake deal around at just $399 per axle with new pads, rotors, labor, and a lifetime warranty for most vehicles. Fantastic. And if people need financing, can you help there? Yes, we can. We offer the AutoPass card, an interest-free card for 6 months on every repair over $199, which saves a lot of people who need immediate help with repairs. Get an answer in minutes from our homepage at anytimeanytime.com. Just click the AutoPass Apply Now button. Take advantage of that card, people. See anytimeanytime.com. And, of course, at the corner of Highway 79 and East Minnesota.
Anytime Auto Sales.
One more time. This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
One
All right, welcome in a Reaction Monday. We are live. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio across the state. South Dakota Sports Talk Show, Fox Sports Radio, KWSN Sioux Falls, and Fox Sports Rapid City. What's a Reaction Monday? That means Rob Keighron is back and ready. It's March Madness time, state basketball time. We got a lot to hit. The Vikings now have the best QB they've had in a long time, and we're ready to go on the Nate Brown Show, powered by Black Hills Federal Credit Union, my family's banking partner. And I don't just tell you about them. I want you to make the choice to switch to them. Get a bank that works for you with great rates on vehicle loans, business loans, mobile banking. It's all good. Best in technology and convenience, and locations across the state, from the Black Hills to Sioux Falls. 18 locations to serve you. Get started. Become a member at Black Hills Federal Credit Union. I'm glad I switched. Big benefits. BHFCU.com. Start there. BHFCU.com. Make the switch. Easy to do, and get started from personal to business banking with Black Hills Federal Credit Union. Okay, Rob. I threw it out. A little slip in, a little slip in. Kyler Murray is in Minnesota. I've been telling you this for a month now. I mean, this has been a month. What do you have to say to me finally? I hit it. I knocked it out of the park. I said we needed to do it. The Vikings have done it. It's a no-brainer. $1 million. Cap space, team that needed somebody like this. 28 years old. It's the best QB the Vikings have had for Kevin O'Connell.
Okay, there are a lot of things you just said right there, Nate, and I'm happy to be back with you, but I'm going to put you in your place as usual. But first of all, you were right, and I think you assessed the situation really well. So I'll give you a lot of credit for analyzing the situation. Right. You absolutely analyzed the situation correctly. I think you analyzed the fact that he wouldn't cost much in terms of $1 million. I think you analyzed the fact that he certainly has talent as a top draft pick, and O'Connell maybe could get something out of him. All what you said there, very accurate. Very spot-on analysis.
So where am I wrong?
The best QB that they've had?
For Kevin O'Connell, yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay, first of all, you were the president of 2 fan clubs, okay? Both of whom were quarterbacks under Kevin O'Connell. The Kirk Cousins fan club, which you were president of.
Which is done now because he's fallen off. He was done.
But he was better at the time when Minnesota had him than Kyler Murray is right now.
I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. He had good numbers, but we just couldn't quite get over the top. I think Kyler can take Justin Jefferson to the next level.
Why? What evidence do we have that he could do that? At least with Cousins, I think he played, I looked it up this afternoon, he played 25 games under Kevin O'Connell. He was hurt that second season, and he had 7,000 yards in those 25 games. That's pretty good. Really, really good numbers right there. And then you're a president of another fan club of a guy who I can't stand, but I have to eat crow on for months now, and that's Sam Darnold.
Yes, and he had a big year, but
4,300 yards.
His talent,
35 touchdowns.
He was, of course, a reclamation project. He was a guy that was in a bad spot, seeing ghosts and struggling. He was a backup. Kyler is a Pro Bowler. Sam Darnold was not.
Okay, I'll give you that. But right now, Kyler Murray is a reclamation project.
No, he's not. He's really not.
Nate, you don't get guys for $1 million unless someone else doesn't trust him and doesn't want him. If he's that good, he would have numerous opportunities right away to start.
Well, he's got numerous opportunities, and he chose the Vikings because he wants to be in a spot where he can be good.
What other opportunities did he have?
Oh, he had a bunch.
The Jets?
He had a bunch.
Nobody wants to go there anyway.
He could have went to the Steelers. He could have went to the Dolphins.
The Steelers are looking for bring Rodgers back.
He could have went a lot of places. He wanted to go to Minnesota. Here's what people are forgetting with Kyler. Nobody's saying this. Do you think he wanted to stay in Arizona? No. He's not saying it because he's playing nice. He wanted out of there. It was a breakup. They have a new coach, new GM. We're done. He wanted out. He did not get sent out. He wanted out. He's never going to say it.
It's a combination of both, though. It's not as if they were looking to keep him. I mean, who is the quarterback for Arizona next year? We don't know, right? Who do they have? And yet they wanted to get rid of Kyler Murray, right? They let him go. They're going to take on the cap hit of whatever that takes. I think you don't give enough credence to the fact that when a team is willing to take on that dead space, it really means they don't want that guy around. Hence, do we need to go back that far? just a little bit further south of Rapid City, South Dakota, in Denver, Colorado, where they got rid of Russ Wilson?
That's because Sparky didn't like him. That's all that was. Russell was still playing for us. We could have went to the playoffs with Russell, but Sparky gave up on him. So it's a mutual agreement. We're out of here. Nobody says, Kyler wanted to be out of there. He wanted to be out of there, believe me.
I don't necessarily disagree with that, but it's both-sided, right? Both team and player felt it was best for them to move on. Okay.
Because the Cardinals are rebuilding. That's what's going on.
And I
here.
understand why Arizona wants to do it. I don't have any issue with it at all. But I have a real problem with you saying he is by far the best quarterback that O'Connell has had, because I don't think he's better than Cousins was at the time. And as much as I poo-poo Sam Darnold, I don't think he's better than Sam Darnold the time.
At the time.
Now, if you had said to me when they got Darnold, who would I want, Kyler Murray or Sam Darnold, I would have said Kyler Murray.
Yes.
But you're asking me right now, right? And I've looked back at that one season that Minnesota had with Darnold.
You said that was lucky.
I think it would be shocking to me if Kyler Murray had put up those numbers that either Darnold or Cousins put up.
Now let's not put him in a box here. Let's not say Kyler has to go 14-3 like the magic year of Sam Darnold. Let's not do that.
I'm not even about the record. You know that. It's about the stats. Darnold, 4,300 yards, 35 touchdowns. Now, I won't make Kyler throw 35 because I know he'll run for some. But he better have 3,900 passing yards. He better have a combination of more than 35 touchdowns for you to tell me that he's better than Darnold or Cousins.
He's going to be better, and here's one big thing you're going to realize when he's better. They will get to the playoffs, and they will win a playoff game, unlike Sam could do with Minnesota. So I don't know what happens after that, but the Vikings are restored. This is the best move of the offseason. Forget Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs and all this bogus stuff. This is the one. $1 million to bring a QB in that's going to take you to playoff victories?
Okay, what makes you think he's taking you to playoff victories? Am I lost? Or
he's got a good team.
Do I not remember like all of the Kyler Murray postseason success? Like I don't remember.
Cardinals. It's the Cardinals. Nobody cares. They're terrible.
It's not like the Minnesota Vikings have any history of postseason success.
They got a good team right now.
You make it like he's going into this great setup, like they win year in and year out. Now they just need the guy to get him over the top.
They went 9-8. They went 9-8 last year, and that was a messed up year. So 9-8 last year.
When is the last time they won a playoff game? I'm like, I don't understand. Like, what am I missing here? Like,
I'd have to go.
They lost to my Giants. They lost to the Rams. Like, what's going on? Kyler Murray, his record in the NFL postseason. 0-1.
Yeah,
He's
Arizona.
played a one game and lost.
It's Arizona.
And you want to build this confidence that somehow he is the guy who's going to get them over the top. Nate!
Just wait.
I mean, I'm already losing my voice 7 minutes into the show.
By the way, listener text coming in. The reason this is a Vikings fan. This is disrespectful. I don't know why people are doing this. Listener text. The reason we don't like Kyler is he's a bobblehead doll back there. Well, that's just terrible.
There's something to be said about that.
That's just ridiculous.
Not bad.
Listener text. Hand it to the Vikings for acquiring another reject QB. Kyler isn't as good as he's made up to be. Wrong.
He is a reject QB.
No, he's not a reject QB.
No?
He's going to be.
What
he's
do
gonna
you
be
mean
good.
no?
And by the way, two things on this. He's going to be really motivated to play, to compete. He's really motivated because he wants another contract, and he's going to fresh start, new players around him. You're telling me Kyler Murray to Justin Jefferson's not a great connection? He's going to be. This is going to be the best connection.
I don't know if it's a great connection.
Oh, it's a great
For you
connection.
to say with certainty that it is, Darnold was a reject and it worked. Okay. Not all rejects work. Let's be fair. All right? And I'm not saying that as human beings. I'm saying that when a team rejects a player, more often than not, they don't succeed their next time around.
The Cardinals rejected him. They wanted him out. We're starting brand new. They're rebuilding their team. Kyler didn't want to be a part of it either. That's why. People are missing that. You are too. You're acting like they just kicked him down the road.
What has he done to make us think that this is a big-time quarterback in the NFL? He is average at best.
Top top 15 for sure.
He is not top 15. We argued about this 2 weeks ago. I've thought about it plenty of times since then, like times when I'm driving in the car where I want to bash my head in. He is not top 15.
What's he going to do then? You just think he's going to be bad?
I think he's going to be average. I think he's going to be a decent quarterback for the Vikings. Do I think you're going to the playoffs with him?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Do I think you're winning a playoff game? No, absolutely not. No way. If you couldn't win one with Darnold, how are you going to win one with Kyler Murray?
It's just because you don't like the Vikings, and this is
it has nothing to do with like or dislike. I liked Cousins. I liked the Cousins Vikings. They didn't win with him. Okay, I had no problem with the Vikings or Kirk Cousins. I don't like Sam Darnold. I'll give you that.
By the way,
and I've had to eat crow. I think Kyler Murray, you are overrating him beyond belief.
Okay, we've got a long list here. You've been wrong about Sam. And now you're going to be wrong about Kyler. And you've been wrong about Aaron Rodgers, your boy.
What do you mean I've been wrong about Aaron Rodgers went to the playoffs last year.
Where's Aaron
That's like a 40-something-year-old.
He's not going to be doing much.
Guy with a cane went to the playoffs. That's how good he is. Kyler Murray, who runs around like he's so great back there, he's 0-1 in the playoffs.
Why did Minnesota take Kyler Murray over your boy Aaron Rodgers? I'm just wondering. But
I think they made a huge mistake. If I wanted one good year with Justin Jefferson, I would absolutely put him with Aaron Rodgers.
Limping around, he's standing back there, and he gets killed. He might, anyway.
He went to the playoffs, Nate.
All right.
He might.
Let's just take it easy. We're getting out of control.
You're getting out of control.
By the way, let's get into March Madness. I do have to talk about this. March Madness, early look at the bracket, okay? People are like, wait, we don't have to break down every game. Not quite. I'm trying to ask you if the tournament changes. Right now we got 68 teams. If it changes, what do you think about it? Coming up.
This is the Nate.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Upgrade early and save more with Renewal by Andersen. March into savings when you buy one window or door and get the second 40% off. With no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months, you can upgrade your home to energy-efficient acclaim replacement windows and our stunning ensemble entry doors. And the best part is you pay nothing until 2027. Your first spring upgrade starts here, so don't wait. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
There are 1 billion credit card transactions around the world every day. That's 11,698 swipes a second. It's easy to forget that behind each one, there's a person, a family, a dream, a connection being made. The Black Hills Federal Credit Union Visa, for members who want to make the most of every transaction.
To college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show.
Oh boy, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. I forget how wound up we can get on a Reaction Monday on the Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Radio. Glad you're here. Listener text coming in, 605-720-1067, saying that Rob Keighron may be having a heart attack with the nonsense I'm saying about Kyler Murray. I got to say, are the Vikings fans really thinking Kyler Murray's not going to be good? I mean, you guys want to go with J.J. McCarthy? I got some thoughts here. Out of 36 quarterbacks last year, McCarthy ranked 35 in accuracy, 36 in third down conversions, 36 in sacks and interceptions. That's out of 36 guys. What do you guys want? I mean, you sitting here, what do you think? You thought they should go with JJ. I want that record to show that. The record shows.
Yes.
You said to stay with JJ. Boy, that would be a lot of fun.
You drafted him. What did Kyler go for, huh? What was his? Nothing. How many games did he even play?
Better than that.
Oh, my gosh.
Better than that.
Come on.
I'll tell you that. So I just want these Vikings fans that don't want Kyler and the bobblehead doll and everything like this. What was your plan? To go with JJ again and ruin Justin Jefferson's career?
You drafted the guy. Here are your options. You want to start over again? Draft another guy. You're not winning with Kyler Murray.
Yeah, you are.
It's a stopgap. So you win another 9 games. Big deal. You don't win a playoff game. You set your franchise back again.
$1 million.
Fine, Jefferson's a little happier.
$1 million. We set him back. This is going to be fun.
Time-wise, yes, you set them back. Maybe not money-wise, time-wise.
Are we going to have a great football season with this? This is going to be absolutely phenomenal.
We'll be fighting about every week.
It'll be just a joy. Okay, NCAA tournaments here. Rob Keighron and I love breaking down the games. We're going to make some picks. We're going to get after it today. I want to say, though, Rob's team, St. John's, is a 5 seed. They gave him a 5 seed. And they're on the side of the Duke Blue Devils. How do you feel about that? I was supposed to be, everybody said I should be scared of St. John's. I'm not scared.
Well, you should be. I mean, did you watch the UConn game on, what was it, Saturday night?
Yeah, they're playing well.
Big Ten, the Big East Championship.
You really think St. John's is going to beat the Dukies?
Well, I think Duke is a little banged up, so you got to be fair, right? I don't think they're necessarily.
They still won the ACC.
And I'm not saying that Duke's not a great team. You'd be a fool to not say that. But St. John's is the kind of team that you would be scared of. Why? First of all, they play tenacious defense. They turn teams over all the time, and they can score on the inside. Now, where you worry, as I'm a St. John's fan, I've watched a lot of their games this year, you worry about them outside shooting, right? You know, a lot of big-time teams that make runs in the NCAA tournament, they do it from the outside. That's not St. John's recipe for success. But if I were the Duke Blue Devils, and you're a fan of them, I would absolutely worry about playing a team like St. John's.
I'm not worried about it because I like that side. Walk through Siena and then pretty easy walk through Ohio State, TCU, whoever that is, and then maybe St. John's. But let's worry about St. John's against Northern Iowa first. Northern Iowa. You seem like you're wondering about that.
And I think this is and I've done a little bit of digging. I listened to Patino last night in an interview. Northern Iowa, I want to say, is like 4th from the bottom of the slowest offensive teams in the country, that they just muck up the game. They slow the game down. And that's one of those ones where you got to worry about, right? When you play those slow games, you have to shoot a decent percentage, because if you don't, you're going to lose the game. So, yeah, I'd be a little concerned. I think St. John's did not necessarily... The committee didn't do them any favors, let's say that, by making them a 5 seed, sending them out to California to play on Friday, and putting them on the same side as Duke. I don't think they did them any favors whatsoever.
That region, by the way, I think is tough for Duke or whoever. UConn, Michigan State, UCLA's a 7.
Yep.
Kansas. I mean, it's like, wow, what a region. Okay, 68 teams. We have this first 4 thing. I don't watch the 16s. So I don't watch the 16 versus 16. I don't. I do watch the 11s. That, to me, is the real tournament. So I'm going to watch Miami, Ohio, SMU, Texas, NC State for sure. What if this thing goes to 76 teams? So they're saying by next year, it looks like it to me, 68 to 76, and then you'd have like a Arizona State, Auburn 13-13 thing. Is that going to be good for you? You like betting on games, and there's a lot of folks that'll do this and say, well, the more games, the better. I was always the guy that said, I love March Madness in basketball. I love it. Why would I be mad at more games? I still don't think I'll be mad, but I don't know what 76 does.
I think it's silly. I'm not mad at more games. I agree with you. I'm never going to be mad at more games. I think it's silly. I think first of all, let's go to the first 4, right? You don't watch the 16 games, right? Tomorrow night and Wednesday night. I don't think it's fair at all, and I'm going to be on my soapbox right here. I don't think it's fair at all that an automatic qualifying team, they play in a lesser conference, no doubt about it, they have to go play for the right to play in the tournament. They qualified automatically. Now, you want to put all the at-larges, the last at-larges in that play-in? I'm fine with it, but they're never going to do that, right? Because they don't want to guarantee all of these 16 seeds that now have to become 15 seeds. I get it. They don't want to do that. I don't think it's fair to these teams that qualified automatically by winning their conference championship that they have to go to Dayton and play in. If you go to 76, you already have 12 teams in the Big Ten in the tournament. 10 in the SEC, 9 in the ACC, 8 in the Big 12.
Yeah.
So what do I really need 14 teams in the Big Ten and 12 in the SEC to get into the tournament in these fake play-in games? Auburn was 7-11 in their conference.
17
you
and
have
16,
no business being in the tournament.
Yeah.
You were 7. What was it?
17 and 16 overall.
17 and 16 in overall. 7-11 in their conference.
Wow.
No business. Indiana lost like 6 of their last 7. No business being in the tournament. Let's not add mediocre teams into the NCAA tournament. We don't need any more. We have plenty of mediocre teams in the tournament.
I'm with you on the 16 seed. So you're at like Howard or UMBC. They got to play because they feel like they're not in the tournament this week. They feel like they're already not in the tournament. They're in the first 4. They have to play to then maybe get to play Florida. Part of being the 16 seed is you want to play right away against Michigan. That's part of the show.
Yeah, it's David versus Goliath, right? It's literally the Cinderella story. And for decades, it meant nothing until it meant something, right? Until, we've had 2 teams now win a 16 versus 1, correct? I know UMBC is one of those teams.
Yep.
I remember, I think it was a Friday night game, late kind of Friday night game where they beat Virginia. And I'm pretty sure Purdue lost as a 1 seed as well. I don't remember who they lost to, but they're not even given the opportunity. 2 of these teams are not even going to be given the opportunity to go up against, and have this David versus Goliath moment. I am so anti that. You want to put the 11s and the 12s against each other because they're the last teams in the tournament?
Bubbles.
I don't have a problem with it.
How do you decide, by the way, who has to play in a 16? It's like, well, UMBC or Long Island. Let's give Long Island an actual real 16 seed. Let's make UMBC play it. It's like the committee's just breaking it down and just guessing at that point. By the way, upsets didn't happen last year because people said money influenced the biggest programs, and so you had few upsets. Is that the way this tournament's going? Do we want a lot of upsets? Do we want Butler, George Mason, all those guys to go all the way to the Final Four? We used to see it, San Diego State. Now you're not seeing it. Is that what we want?
It's not what I want. Here's what I want. As a true basketball fan and loves the tournament, been watching it since I was a little kid. I can remember these days taking off. My father would let me take off from school on Thursday and Friday as long as my grades were good.
Big time.
And
Big
to watch
time.
the game starting at 12 o'clock East Coast time. I would get so into it. You want Cinderella on the first weekend, right? You want the upsets Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When I get to the Sweet 16, goodbye. I want blue bloods.
You do.
Because
You do.
I don't want the Final Four being marred by a team that doesn't belong there, that can't keep it going for Game 5 and Game 6. The George Masons is a great story. Sure. Did they win? Did they even get to the final? Right? It is so much tougher when you get to that level. I want to see big-time teams in the Final Four. I want to see upsets get to the Sweet 16.
Okay, so we don't want St. John's to beat Duke.
Well, first
right?
of all, St. John's could win the whole tournament. So if you think they can't, you are nuts.
Oh, no, they can't.
Because they have the best coach in college basketball.
Well, hang on a second.
Well, no.
Hang on a second.
I'm not going to hang on.
I mean, that's
because if you don't think
unbelievable.
Rick Pitino's the best coach in college basketball, you're a loon.
No, that's a bit too
Nate
far.
the Loon Brown.
A bit too far. They're on Duke's side. Just a reminder.
He's not the best coach in college basketball?
That's a Sweet 16 matchup.
Who is?
That's a Sweet 16 matchup with Duke.
Who is the best coach in college basketball?
Well,
if it's not Pitino,
I'm not going to
Danny Hurley,
all the coaches, but
Bill Self.
Hurley's up there. Self is up there, no doubt.
Tom Izzo.
Yeah, he's up there, no doubt.
It's not your boy John Shire, who collapsed down the stretch against Houston last year. Do we forget that game?
Just remember, I mean, Rob's coming in hot today. Just remember,
week off. That's what happens.
You have to play Duke. Just remember that.
Theoretically,
I'm going to remember that very clearly.
The Sweet 16, we would play Duke. I would be surprised if Duke didn't get to the Sweet 16. Yes. Theoretically, we would play Duke.
And you're talking smack about John Shire.
I'm not saying we're going to. If you think that we're not a worthy opponent to beat Duke, you're nuts. You haven't watched the game. We destroyed UConn, a 2 seed.
We got a listener text on St. John's basketball. I never thought we'd get one. Listener text, St. John's basketball is like riding a roller coaster. They aren't consistent, and you can't trust them.
Well, certainly,
that's a pretty good analysis.
They struggled early in the season, but since then they've been great. They've had one bad game where they lost to UConn, but they beat UConn 2 out of 3 times.
I'm looking forward to the Sweet 16 if St. John's can make it. Soon to be determined, and they'll run into my Dukies. I did get a listener text. Anybody that has a favorite team with the nickname as the Dukies needs to reevaluate life.
Ooh.
That's
cheap
tough.
shot to you.
That's tough. What's wrong with the Dukies? Everybody hates Duke. That's why we love it. Coming right back, Major League Baseball's in this World Baseball Classic, and people are saying it's huge. Is it huge or not? Coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Save big on your automotive needs at Menards. Good maintenance equals longer vehicle life. And Menards carries automotive products to help keep your vehicle on the road. Maximize the life of your engine with Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic Motor Oil. It helps maintain fuel efficiency and provides advanced protection from wear, friction, heat, and deposits. Save big on Valvoline Motor Oil. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
If you're on your feet all day, your shoes matter. At Trav's Outfitter, we carry work boots built for long days, tough jobs, and real conditions. From trusted brands like Ariat, Timberland Pro, and Brunt, you'll find comfort, durability, and support that you can count on. Whether you're on concrete, mud, or steel, the right boots make all the difference. Get fitted, get working. Visit us in the old Kmart building. Trav's Outfitter, best selection, best service, no BS.
Great news. I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
This isn't just the sound of a legendary Brunswick pool table.
It's the sound of families about to make memories together. And while this may sound like the hum of a spa, listen closely, and you'll hear backyard fun for years to come. So while Splash City's guarantee of quality sure sounds good, we know quality time sounds even better.
Who wants another burger? Splash City, 1024 West Omaha, across from Connects in Rapid City.
Who is it?
You're Prince Charming.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I've been calling to you, Rapunzel. Rapunzel, let down your golden hair for days.
I didn't hear you. The witch got the tower new replacement windows from Renewal by Anderson.
Didn't you wonder where I was?
Not really. My new windows are very energy efficient, keeping my tower very comfortable, and they have greatly reduced the noise levels.
What noise? You live in a forest.
Well, a certain needy prince is constantly yelling my name.
Do you not love me anymore?
Oh, quit being so dramatic.
Dramatic? Moi?
Yes, and Renewal by Anderson exclusively offers gorgeous ensemble security doors, safe and durable.
Do they?
You should get them for the castle along with new Acclaim replacement windows.
If I do, will you marry me?
Let's not rush it. And Prince Charming, get the windows for you, not me.
Oh, wait. Windows. For me?
Does your castle need new windows? Discover Acclaim windows and ensemble entry doors, custom fit and exclusive to Renewal by Anderson. Free consultations. Visit rbarapidcity.com.
This is The Nate Brown Show, also streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe to The Nate Brown Show on YouTube.
Welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is on tonight. Rob Keighron is in, if you haven't heard. He is here. The Reaction Monday on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Rob Keighron live in studio. Glad you're here. If you missed parts of the program, go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. We talked Vikings tonight with Dane Mizutani, Vikings beat writer. High school hoops, got some state tournament recap from the girls' side. Boys preview with Jason Andera. We broke down a little bit of the bracket with Chris Denker, former head coach at Santa Clara. He likes Santa Clara over Kentucky. Of course, Chris Denker does. He was on tonight, Pro Basketball Scout. Go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. Every show is there on Apple, Spotify, Amazon. If you miss parts live on Fox Sports Radio, download the Nate Brown Show podcast. Search the Nate Brown Show. We have people saying if you expand to 76 teams, this listener text sent in, what was it? If we're, I'm for putting more teams in, let's put more mid-major teams in. Well, I understand. I'd be there with you, but I saw how they would do it. They would have put Arizona State and Auburn in. So these are the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th team in those conferences. That's what they're going to do, and so it's just turning into regular season. It's like, you can go 17 and 16 and still be okay. I don't like that.
Yeah, I completely agree. If they came up with some solution that gave a pathway or entryway to more mid-major teams in the expansion, I'd be a little bit more for it. I still think there's too many teams as it is. 68 is plenty. But you're 100% right, Nate. If they expand, they're only expanding for the bigger the bigger conferences are not going to allow expansion to allow more mid-majors to get in, right? It's for more Big Ten teams, SEC teams, ACC teams to get in.
Okay, so here's what's going on. You got NFL free agency, and that's been interesting. It's been really, really good. Then you have March Madness now. And then we have this little thing going on, World Baseball Classic. I can't really get into it. I've been following it. The Mexico game was interesting, and then Mark DeRosa, the USA manager, not knowing the rules and almost blew it. But they ended up getting and advancing, and then they beat the Dominican Republic yesterday off of a strike call at the end, and people are wound up about it. I'm trying to find out, where is the sports fan in this calendar? Are you watching the World Baseball Classic? Some stars, Aaron Judge, Paul Skeens, all these stars. Is it popular? The Mexico game got 5 million viewership, 5 million. And I said, where does that land? We're not talking NFL or anything like that, but 5 million. NBA playoffs last year average, this is first rounds, 6.5 million. So it's 5 million World Baseball Classic, one game, 6.5 million average of NBA playoffs. What does that tell us?
I think that baseball is still on the up and coming. I think it tells us that. I think it also tells us that people in our country like to watch in any sport when our players, our athletes, are representing us. I think we noticed it just recently in the Olympics with the hockey. Think about what the hockey rating did on a Sunday morning, early morning, like the biggest rating a sport has ever had in the morning. So I think a lot of it has to do with national pride. But I do think baseball is way more popular than we would have said 5 to 10 years ago, right? Like, to me, there is no question it's a distant second, a very, very, very distant second. But baseball is the second most popular sport in this country.
It is.
When it comes in terms of eyeballs, yes.
Uh-huh.
Now, when it comes in terms to getting behind athletes, supporting athletes, being fans of athletes, buying jerseys, things like that, no, I wouldn't say that. But in terms of watching the sport, yes. It is the second most popular of the sports.
I don't know if I can go down that road. Well, you're talking NBA Finals last year had 17 million NBA Finals. That's pretty good.
And how much?
It's a small market now. You got to remember, Oklahoma City was in that thing with Indiana. That was small market stuff. And in baseball, you had the Dodgers. You had huge markets.
No, you had one huge market and one that doesn't even count.
That's a huge market.
Let's be fair. Let's call apples to apples now. You had one huge market in Los Angeles and a market that doesn't even count in the television ratings, Toronto, Canada. And you had 26 million for Game 7, and it peaked at 33 million. That's not even close to the Game 7. Not even close.
I don't know if
to the Game 7.
I don't know
of
if
the
I
NBA
can buy
Finals.
in that Major League Baseball is more popular than the NBA.
But the numbers numbers say that it is. Now I get
Los Angeles being in that thing. That's huge. That's a huge brand. You know that.
But they had another market that doesn't even get rated in television ratings, Toronto, Canada. If you want to add the Canadian market into those ratings, you had over 50 million people in North America watch Game 7 of the World Series.
So
on its purest level, baseball is always going to be a better sport than basketball.
If it's Knicks, Lakers, are you telling me that doesn't get a huge number?
No.
Knicks, Lakers, huge.
I think Knicks, Lakers, if you said Knicks, Lakers, you probably would be hitting that same number that baseball does, right? That baseball did in the Game 7. I think it would be really close, probably the same, maybe even a little bit better. But in the same respect, if you had Yankees-Dodgers again in Game 7, you'd even blown the number that we just did out of the water.
Maybe I'm looking at it saying, hey, Sunday night basketball to me on this NBC, I think they've attached them. I think that's been a good run. It's just regular season. It's 82 games. Nobody really cares in the regular season. But Sunday night basketball to me feels big on NBC, and I think that helps them. Baseball, 162 games. I can't get interested until the playoffs.
And I can understand that. And I would say the same thing about the NBA for me, right? Like, there's too many teams that don't care, too many teams that are not trying to win for me to get in on a night-by-night basis. In the playoffs, they will. Here's the difference between the NBA playoffs and the MLB playoffs. The playoffs in baseball take a month to play, right? You almost every night you got something going on. Basketball playoffs start in the middle of April. It's
a
like
few
the
months.
Third week of June, we're still playing the games. Come on, guys.
I know.
Let's be done already.
They stretch it out. We're going to go to this. We'll wrap up the show next. The college basketball team you love to root against in the tournament. You hate them. Next.
This is the Nate Brown.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Upgrade early and save more with Renewal by Andersen. March into savings when you buy one window or door and get the second 40% off. With no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months, you can upgrade your home to energy-efficient Acclaim replacement windows and our stunning ensemble entry doors. And the best part is you pay nothing until 2027. Your first spring upgrade starts here, so don't wait. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Are there as many kinds of vehicles as there are kinds of people? We think so. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people come together with all kinds of vehicles. With loans made to fit everyone and every ride.
East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
Only a few minutes left of the Rob Keighron experience on the Nate Brown Show, but he'll be back for more. It is South Dakota Sports Talk Show on Fox Sports Radio, a Reaction Monday with Rob Keighron in. We got to do this. I thought, which college basketball team do you love to root against? Do you have somebody that's in the bracket that you just love to hate, you love to root against? We got a couple of minutes. I've got two, and I'm not saying it's like I've been against these guys like of all time, but I don't like Coach Golden in Florida. He's cocky. They won it last year. I don't like it. Florida, I want to go down in a heap. I don't want Florida in it. Speaking of cocky and just a mess, Mr. Hurley at UConn. I'm against him. He's a showboater. UConn, Florida, take him down. Those are my two on my list.
I could see UConn. Listen, I don't hate Duke, but they are absolutely a team to root against, and I don't root against them, so I'm not going to.
Well, you don't.
But when you look
why'd you have to mention them then?
Because I mean, they literally made a 30 for 30 called "I Hate Christian Laettner," right? I mean, there have been plenty of guys who've played for Duke that are easy to root against. I mean, do we want to go Grayson Allen?
They got a great team this
Paulus,
year. Boozer twins. I mean,
Wojo.
We got some great guys.
But I would say, to me, UConn, you have to agree. I have to agree with you. I'm a St. John's fan, so it's a Big East rivalry. Plus, they've been good for so long. They were good with Calhoun. They were good even with Kevin Ollie. Good with Danny Hurley. They've had 5 championships. I have to root against them. The one is, and it's the opposite of Duke. I've never rooted for them, and I never will root for them. UNC. I don't know. That's something about the fans, something about that big arena, something about. I was never a fan of Dean Smith or Roy Williams. I like rooting against UNC.
Wow.
And they are a blue blood, so it's easy to root against them.
And surprisingly, I didn't put him in there as a Duke fan. I don't like North Carolina at all. I've seen them as a non-factor. I mean, they've been okay.
They've been a non-factor for a while now.
They haven't really been a factor, so that rivalry's kind of lost its luster for me. Anybody else in this list? I don't always love Kentucky. Like with Calipari was there, I hated Kentucky.
Yeah, I can see Kentucky being one of those big powerhouses for a long time. I think there's another easy one to root against.
And teams that just will lose and you just know it's coming. I got a couple. Purdue, you just know it's coming, right?
Gonzaga.
Yeah, you know it's coming.
Yep.
So 2 and 3 seed, you know it's coming. March Madness is coming. Fill out your brackets, man. We're going to get this on the radar, and I hope you guys have some luck here. Bracket Mania coming up. Games starting already. First 4 coming up tomorrow. Rob Keighron in studio. Go to the podcast. We'll put it up there tonight. The Nate Brown Show in the books. We're back tomorrow. See ya.
At Dakota Bank, we're more than just a place to bank.